throughout this meeting. Ask that you, every decision we make be a godly decision, Lord. We ask that you forgive us of our sins, and thank you for all the blessings that you give us each and every day. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
May I say something, Judge?
Yep.
We ought to have a moment of silence for the people's families in Nashville that has lost their lives, and more to come, as it appears. So if that's okay with you, why don't we just have a moment of silence for those families? Okay? Thank you, Judge. And thank everybody.
Everybody, will do the pledge, please? Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Go ahead and call the meeting to order. First, we have approved the minutes from the previous meeting. Motion by Tommy, second by Darren. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next, we have approved payment of bills. Motion by Neil, second by Brian. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next, we have approved treasurer's budget transfers as presented.
Make a motion.
Motion by Kevin, second by Tommy. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next, we have approved jailer's payment of bills.
Make a motion.
Motion by Darren, second by Brian. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next, we have approved jailer's set salaries. Entertain a motion. Motion by Brian, second by Tommy. All in favor?
Aye.
Next, we have approved jailer's 2020-21 budget. Entertain a motion. Motion by Kevin, second by Darren. All in favor?
Aye.
Next, we have accept sheriff's 2019 budget settlement.
Make a motion.
Motion by Tommy, second by Darren. All in favor?
Aye.
And next, we have accept sheriff's audit for 12/31/2018.
Make a motion.
Motion by Tommy, second by Neil. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, next we have rural secondary road program. Hello, Paul, how are
Hello,
you?
doing well. How about you all?
Good.
So I'm here today to present the rural secondary program for this year. We've got some handouts there in front of you. Before I get started, of course, I got Derek Dennison on my left out of the section office, Bo Warren, who's the branch manager there at the district office in E-Town. Of course, if you don't know that guy here, Mark Stone, I hope nobody doesn't know him, because he's the guy, he's our go-to guy for the county. And then I've got Brian Gregory that also works in the section office. But anyway, back to the program. We've got programs funded by 22.2% of the motor fuel tax receipts. These funds are allocated to all 120 counties based on a 5-point formula. That formula being 1/5 equal among all counties, 1/5 based on the rural population, and 1/5 based on the road miles, and then 2/5 based on the land area. And of course, once that money's been allocated to a county, it's not transferable to another county. So if you look at the other handout I gave you there, you notice that Grayson County has 133.852 miles of rural secondary roads. Our first priority is number one, that'd be the routine maintenance and traffic. That's $598,300. That's the money that we use to perform our routine maintenance out on the roads. The next priority there is the county judge expense, which is sent by statute. And I may have had this in error. It should be 2,400. I don't know if that one's got 25 on it or not, but I apologize for that. The number 3 priority is Kentucky 3210, starting at mile point 2.448, going to Kentucky 224. That's at mile point 4748. It's a total distance of 2.3 miles. Anticipated cost on that's $179,900. Then our next priority is Kentucky 631, starting there at Kentucky 54 at the 0 mile point, going to Johnny Frank Road at mile point 3.058. Again, a total distance being 3.058, with an anticipated cost of $243,500. Then our next priority, number 5 there, is Kentucky 920. It's about 850 south of the bridge over Clifty Creek. We're doing basically a slide repair in that one little location, and that anticipated cost on that slide repair being $375,000. So our total program cost there $1,399,284, which leaves us about $794 to carry over to next year in the program. So, is there any questions about that?
Guys, any questions?
Sounds good to me.
Couple other things, if I could mention it, projects that have been let but not done, out of a different pot of money, is US 62 from Pleasant View Road going over towards Kentucky 259. That'll be done this year, and then we got a little short piece of Kentucky 226, going from 259 over to 88, that'll be done also this year. And then, depending upon funding, there's a section of the WK set up to be rehabbed from the 108 to the 111, but we're not sure about when that'll get to that. And then y'all got a couple bridging Kentucky projects.
Yeah, got one done.
Horntown Road is one that's,
It's just now getting started.
yeah, just now getting started. That's got a August, 1st completion date. The other one, we got Taylor Fork Road, that started, and that's got a May 20.
It's about done.
It's almost done.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still gotta pave up, they're gonna pave the approach ends and finish the guardrail on it. And
Yeah,
then, all the work they have left to
It
do on
looks
it.
good.
yeah.
And then another thing, of course, we got the HSIP project, the safety project on 1214 that we're working on currently. So that's got a
Hey, I was gonna tell
October
you too, Paul, when you all get started on that, I said something to Mark, and, they're gonna knock some of that wall off. And I'd said something to them about it, but whenever they start doing that, I've had a lot of the residents on Sulphur Wells to request if they could knock off as much as they possibly could, so I was wanting to get with the contractor if we could, whoever does that.
Well, and I would say just if you can call me or somehow we get with Derek, but since Derek's.
Yeah.
Talking about the rock cut on the corner there.
Yeah, the school bus comes out through there and turns left,
Mhm.
and whenever they have a hard time seeing, of course, they wanted it knocked all the way back to to that light pole that's up on the hill. I said, well, we really couldn't do that, because it's pretty far back.
Yeah.
But, the gentleman that owns the ground, that is, if you turn in on the Sulphur Wells off of 1214, going from Litchfield, there's a big holler down on the left, as soon as you go out Sulphur Wells. He said you could dump all that there, so that way there's no trucking cost. You just,
That Joe,
yeah, his wife's the dentist out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they've kind of got a,
Mad hole lasers, that,
yeah, that's it.
okay. I know they've got a waste agreement right now with Joe Higdon back there.
Yeah. Well, I think he's kin to Joe somehow.
Okay.
Or something, so.
Okay, well, we've kind of looked at it, they've got to bring in their big excavator,
Yeah.
like a whole ram on the end of it to chip some of that off. They weren't sure because, like I said, they weren't sure about access, getting
Right.
from the top. They were thinking most likely they're gonna have to do most of it from the road, from 1214.
Yeah.
But, if we work out something with them, then we may
Yeah, I
look
think
at trying to get
just,
them.
it's just a bad place to
It
pull
is,
out and
yeah.
try to see, so
Yeah.
they're wanting to try to get something done.
Have you had this is regarding the Caneyville area, Highway 62 east from four-way stop, first bridge there. Have you had any requests? I've had a lot of constituents that ask me in my district about possibly getting that bridge, a new bridge widened. We've had several accidents there, a lot of mirrors knocked off, and
I know I got a legislator that asked for a request, and we gave him information.
Great.
To possibly put that as a legislative add-on into the highway plan, I can tell you
I
that.
hope we can get
Us
that.
personally, as far as the highway department having something, a project, we don't at this time.
okay.
It could be, and I think it's one of our representatives that actually asked for
Yeah.
that, so.
Yeah.
Senator Meredith asked me for that.
Yeah, I put it in the actual highway plan for this year, of course.
I know we talked about it, and I just had some people asking me. I know it's gonna be long-term probably,
Sure,
but we're just
sure.
trying to stay on
And
top
we
of it.
had, after that accident we had down there, I know
Yeah.
that was some concern, and we tried to put some signs up with the narrow bridge and all that, trying to make people aware coming onto the bridge, so.
Yeah.
As far as the bridge itself goes, I'm not aware of any issues with it, so as far as for it coming up to be replaced, it's not on the books for that.
I understand. I appreciate it.
Just something else to let you all know, we are looking at another safety project on 259 South, starting there at the Edmondson County line, coming up to the Bear Creek Bridge. I can't really tell you when it's gonna go to letting, but that's something we are in the works with.
Is that in that 6-year plan?
It's, I don't know if it's actually, I would say so. I mean, it's HSIP money, so I'm not sure how it's identified.
Okay.
I just know it's one that we have allotment of money for, we're working towards getting it done. It's just gonna be just like 12, 14, flatten out
Yes,
slopes,
yeah,
shoulders and stuff like that.
okay, good deal.
So that's, and then the flex funds, you aware of what you got for this year?
Yeah, 383, 383, yeah,
Okay.
that's good. We're gonna need it.
Any other questions?
You got any more money?
No.
We'd love
Unfortunately, we don't
we'd
have.
love to have it.
What about the Nelson Road, the widening of that, will that include?
We're gonna have to do that ourselves.
Okay.
We got a bid from Scotty's and it was too high to let them do it, so we're gonna have to do it ourselves. And Jeremy's supposed to be getting me something for the property owners to sign off on. And, we're gonna make it a little bit wider. See, we still got the flex road funds from last year that's left over for that road.
Because I have had a couple people asking about that, of course, we talked about it before, but.
Yeah, yeah, that's what we're waiting on. Plus, I mean, the weather's been so bad, you can't do nothing. So there's gonna have to be some trees removed and that type of stuff for that, so. Trees and probably trying to widen it a foot on each side, you know, at least. So, but anyway, thank you, Paul.
All right, thank you all.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right, next we have approved St. Paul's busing grant contract and resolution. We should have a copy of it, emailed to you, entertain a motion.
Make a motion.
Motion by Tommy, second by Damon, all in favor? Next we have Edmonson County's Water District Service Map. We need to update that, so we'll need a motion. Motion by Darren, second by Tommy, all in favor? And next we have update from Fiscal Court Committees. Anybody got anything?
We just got some big tiles that we're gonna have to get replaced. We've already talked about all that. We're waiting for the summer weather to get here when we're gonna have as much rain. And we've got some concrete crossings we're gonna put in my district. Damon, I don't know what you got up there, what we talked about. We're just basically waiting on dry weather.
Okay. All right. Anything else from anybody?
Not really. I did reach out to see where our survey is on the courthouse for the HVAC.
Yeah.
And I think we've got a little bit of info to put in the paper on the redoing the tuck pointing.
Yeah.
So I guess you're gonna probably wait to do it all in one package in the
All
paper.
in
Yep.
one thing, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But other than that, Brian, you looking at windows
Well,
on
we're supposed to
yours?
get together and put something together on the windows.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have to, I've got a spec sheet on the windows, of what needs to be in there. And then we can bid those out separately from, I think we get a better deal on it if we bid the windows and then just bid the labor to install them
Right.
instead of somebody
Right.
bidding it all together. Don't you all agree?
Yep.
Yes.
So,
And once you get that, you say you have a spec on the windows?
yes, yes.
Okay. Why don't you share that with some of, I don't have a problem looking out to a few people too, to show them that spec.
Yeah, yeah, I've got it in there on the desk.
Okay.
Yeah, got that. All right, any new business, Norman?
Yes, we have our excess fees. And again, excess fees is kind of a deceptive term. It almost makes it sound like that we've used our budget and we're over our money and this is what we're giving back. It's not the way it works with the auditors. But anyhow, this year we had $88,361.16 in excess fees. So we're nowhere near using our budget that was approved by fiscal court. Even with this, so what I'm asking is we still have a lot of things that we need to get as far as equipment for the guys, and we've got a car that we had totaled. We're gonna be at about $12,000. So I guess in a nutshell, I'm asking that I'm giving this, by law we have to return this check to you all. I'm also asking that we be able to use that money for our budget for this year, that we get that money back and do it the same way I guess we have in the past as far as that money goes. So. That's what I would ask, that we, like I said, that money is money that we did not use in 2019. We couldn't use it because we didn't know how much money we were gonna have until 2020. So there's no way of knowing exactly how much money we're gonna have left over because we have people paying their taxes between December 30th in January the 4th, which is money we cannot use. So.
And the same
it's-
thing
you know,
happens with Charlotte's office also.
Yeah.
It's a fee office, so, you know, it's sort of complicated on how they do their budgets, but
Yeah.
because they don't know what they're gonna pull in.
Right.
And
Is
so,
any of it going to salaries for the guys or anything like
Yeah,
that?
it all goes, well,
I
most
mean,
of our budget is for
You
the
mean
salary.
raises or just
No, well,
period?
we're not we can't give any raises this year probably, but we have had a few, we have had a few promotions where people are getting raises.
you
but
gave
that-
some raises last year.
Yeah, we were able to give raises last year and that helped.
I just
out.
didn't know if part of that could go for some increases, I just asked you.
Yeah, probably, yeah, we're staying, I guess the good news out of all this, we continue to stay well under our budget.
Yeah.
And that's why, you know, that money could be a lot less if in December we bought a bunch of stuff. We try not to do that because auditors don't like that, but, that's why you've been good to us in the past and been able to give that money back to us, so we can continue to use that money for our 20 budget as well.
Yeah, he'll use this for, if you all remember, they wrecked a vehicle.
Yeah.
And the insurance didn't pay for it all.
Right.
And so he's gonna use some of these excess fees because he had asked us to pay the difference on the vehicle. And he's gonna use some of these excess fees to also to purchase that, so. And it's the same thing we've been doing since I've been judge. We've been, you know, doing that for the sheriff's office because they're a little bit different. I mean, Charlotte's budget doesn't have gas and vehicles and all that stuff in it, so that's where it mainly comes in at, is because, you know, you don't know how many calls you're gonna have. You don't know how, you don't know what's gonna happen, just like hers is sort of set because, you know, it's sort of repetitive, you know, every single day, so. And, you know, the sheriff's office is a little bit different. You know, they might have something catastrophic happen with the vehicle or something.
So we need a motion to give it back to them, is that what we're asking, or?
Yeah, he's asking for a motion to, he'll turn, by law, he has to turn over
Right.
excess fees to us, but he's asking for a motion to return the excess fees, which it's,
I'll make that motion.
I second.
okay. All
It's
right,
their
motion.
money anyway.
What's
It's
that?
their money anyway.
Well, they've got, it's in the budget, they just didn't spend all the
Right.
budget, you understand what I'm
And
saying?
even with that, it still won't be close to spend our budget. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, motion by Darren, second by Tommy, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Jason, anyone?
Nothing new.
Kevin?
No.
Darren?
Nothing.
I just got a text on the HVAC, they were here last week, the engineer, we should have that all this coming week,
Yeah, that's what I've sort of been waiting on, so,
but they were here last week
good,
through, in the courthouse,
good.
and they'll have it next week.
All right. Tammy?
No.
Brian?
Good.
Bill?
Just want to make sure we remember Jason's family.
Yeah,
Lost
I
a
was
grandmother.
gonna, before we dismissed, I was gonna say that Jason's lost his grandmother, and she's a good lady, so
Yeah.
everybody remember that family. So, I wanna tell everybody too, I don't know if you know it or not, but we was talking about excess fees, but I wanna tell Charlotte that, what'd you end up giving us back this year?
29,
229, I think.
29.
So
Around
the
there.
excess fee, she had 229,000 of excess fees that comes back, which really helps our general fund out too. So, and with the way the taxes work on the vehicles and all that kind of stuff, it'll probably go up next year, is that what you was thinking?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
of course,
because our
it-
fees in the deed room went up.
yeah, because
so.
the fees in the deed room actually went up, so it'll probably go up just a little bit
We
too.
kept hurting on it.
Yeah.
We kept hurting.
That's not apples and apples.
Right now.
I have some of that back now.
Yeah.
She put it in the pool.
Yeah. Well, they done that one time. Feed pooling, didn't work out so well. But anyway, anybody else got anything?
Remember the Clark family in your prayers too. We lost Jimmy Clark. He's former police chief of Caneyville
Yeah.
and former fire chief. We remember that family.
Losing a lot of people here lately. Anything else? Anybody got anything? Motion to adjourn.
Make a motion?
Motion by Tommy.
Second.
Second by Neil. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?